The Galactic Council met in a huge round chamber on Zorath Prime. The walls were made of dark stone that shone like black glass. Lights floated above the seats like small stars. Every important race in the galaxy had a place here. They came to talk, to make rules, and to keep peace, or at least the kind of peace that worked for the strong ones. High Elder Zorath stood on the tallest platform in the center. He was very old, even for his kind. His skin was deep green with silver lines that showed his age. Long spines ran down his back, and his yellow eyes could see almost everything at once. He raised one clawed hand, and the room became quiet. "Today we speak of the new system called K-47, Zorath said in a deep, slow voice. The people there are weak. They have no ships that can leave their planet. They fight with metal sticks and fire. We will send our collectors. They will bring resources. The weak will serve the strong. This is the way of the galaxy." Many heads nodded. The Klindor delegate, a tall creature with 4 arms and bright red skin, clicked his mandibles in agreement. "Our destroyers are ready," he said. "We can finish the job in 3 cycles." The Vorn representative, small and covered in soft blue fur, spoke next. "We ask for a small share of the minerals. Our machines need them." Zorath opened his mouth to answer, but a sharp sound cut through the air. Red lights flashed across every wall, the emergency signal. Every being in the room froze. A hologram appeared in the middle of the chamber. It was bigger than any of them. The image showed empty black space. Then something moved into view. At first it looked like a small dot. Then it grew and grew. Grew. The object was a ship. No, not just a ship. It was massive. Longer than any battle station the Council had ever built. Its shape was smooth and sharp, like a blade made for cutting stars. The hull was dark gray with thin lines of blue light running along its sides. Engines at the back glowed white-hot, brighter than any engine the aliens knew. Weapons ports covered the front and sides, hundreds of them, maybe thousands. The ship did not look angry, it looked calm. That made it more frightening. Zorath stared. His claws tightened on the edge of his platform. "What is that?" he asked. The hologram zoomed closer. Small letters appeared on the side of the huge ship. They read, "Vanguard, Titan class, Earth Navy." "Earth," the Vorn delegate whispered. "We have no record of Earth." A technician hurried forward. He was a young Klindor with nervous hands. "High Elder, it came out of warp space without warning. No jump beacon, no energy signature we can read. It appeared like it was always there." The room filled with low sounds, hisses, clicks, growls. Fear moved through them like cold wind. Zorath turned to the hologram controls. "Open all sensors. I want everything." Data poured in. The ship's length was over 12 kilometers. Its mass was impossible to measure exactly because the sensors kept failing. Energy readings were off the charts. Shields, if they were shields, bent light around the ship so that normal scans could not see inside. The weapons looked like they could fire in patterns no one understood. One of the older delegates, a slow-moving creature from the ice world of Thalor, spoke in a shaking voice. "That thing could eat our entire fleet." No one laughed. Zorath raised his hand again for silence. "Send a message. Standard greeting. Tell them we are the Galactic Council. Tell them this is our space. Ask who they are and why they are here." The message went out in every known language and signal. They waited. Minutes passed. Then the huge ship answered. A new hologram appeared. This time it showed the inside of the Vanguard's bridge. The room was bright and clean. Humans sat at stations. They wore dark blue uniforms with small flags on the shoulders. In the center stood a man with short brown hair and calm green eyes. He looked straight at the Council. "I am Captain John Miller of the Earthship Vanguard," he said. His voice was clear and steady. "We come from the Sol system. We are explorers. We seek contact with other intelligent life. We mean no harm." Behind him, a woman with black hair tied back stepped forward. "I am Commander Elizabeth Brown, First Officer. We detected your signals many months ago. We decided it was time to say hello." The council members looked at each other. Explorers? From a system no one knew? With a ship that size? The Klindor delegate stood up. "You enter our territory without permission. You bring a warship the size of a moon. Explain yourselves." Captain Miller did not raise his voice. "We are not here to fight. This is our standard exploration vessel. Titan class means it can travel far, stay long, and protect itself if needed. We have no wish to threaten anyone." Zorath leaned forward. "You call that thing a vessel? It is bigger than our greatest fortress. What kind of explorers need so much power?" Elizabeth Brown smiled a little. "The kind who meet people who think size means threat." A low rumble went through the chamber. Some delegates laughed nervously. Others looked angry. Zorath spoke again. "You will lower your weapons. You will allow our ships to approach for inspection." John Miller looked at his first officer for a second. Then he turned back to the hologram. "We will not lower our weapons, but we will not fire first. Approach if you want. Just know we see everything." The connection ended. Silence filled the chamber. Zorath looked at the faces around him. He saw fear in their eyes. Real fear. Not the kind they felt when they crushed a weak world. This was different. This was the fear of something unknown and very strong. He turned to his advisors. "Call every fleet commander and bring every ship we have to this sector, now." Outside, in the deep black of space, the Vanguard waited. Its lights stayed steady. Its weapons stayed quiet. But every sensor on board watched the alien ships moving toward it. On Zorath Prime, the High Elder sat down slowly. For the first time in many centuries, he felt small. The galaxy had just met humanity, and the Council was afraid. The huge hologram in the Council chamber stayed on. It showed the Vanguard clearly now. The ship floated still in space, not moving forward or back. Its blue lights pulsed slowly, like a calm heartbeat. Every alien in the room stared at it. No one spoke for a long moment. High Elder Zorath broke the silence. "Zoom in on the hull markings again," he ordered. The hologram obeyed. The words became bigger. Vanguard, Titan class, Earth Navy. Then below that was a small symbol, a blue circle with white lines and stars. It looked simple, but it carried weight. "Earth Navy," Zorath repeated slowly. "They have a navy. They call this monster a warship. And they say Titan class like it is normal." The Klindor delegate with 4 arms stepped closer to the hologram. His name was General Krax. He was known for never backing down from a fight. "This cannot be real," he said. "No new species builds something this big in secret. Our spies watch every star system. We would have known." A small Vorn scientist named Lyra pushed forward. She was barely half the size of the others, but her mind was sharp. "Look at the energy signature," she said, pointing to the floating data. "Their warp drive left no trace. No radiation trail, no gravity wave. They folded space like it was paper. Our best ships leave scars in space for days. This one left nothing." More murmurs filled the chamber, fear mixed with confusion. Zorath turned to his chief sensor officer, a thin creature from the gas clouds of Nexar. "What else do the scans show?" The officer's voice trembled. "The ship has layers of armor we do not understand. Some parts absorb light. Some reflect it. Our weapons would bounce off like rain on stone. And the power core. It is not like anything we have. It burns clean, endless, like a captured star inside metal." General Krax laughed, but the sound was forced. "Then we send more than one squadron. We send the full Klindor battle group, 30 destroyers, 10 heavy cruisers. They will surround it, force it to kneel." Lyra shook her head. "You did not hear the human captain. He said they will not fire first. But they will defend." Zorath raised a claw. Enough talk! We need to see more! He waved at the controls. Open a wide scan of the area around the Vanguard. The hologram changed. Now it showed not just the one ship, but the space nearby. Small dots appeared. At first they looked like debris. Then the dots moved. They formed a perfect circle around the Vanguard. 10 smaller ships, each about the size of a council cruiser. Sleek, fast, armed. "Escorts," Lyra whispered. "They brought friends." Zorath felt cold in his core. "How many?" 10 confirmed, the sensor officer said. "All the same class. They call them Guardian class. Fast attack ships. Their weapons are smaller, but the energy readings match the big one. Same power, same tech." General Krax slammed one of his fists on the table. "And then we outnumber them 3-1 with just our first wave. We move now." But Zorath did not answer right away. He watched the hologram. The Vanguard stayed still. The smaller ships moved in slow, smooth patterns. They guarded every angle. No weak spot showed. "Play the message again," Zorath said. The human captain appeared once more. Captain John Miller. His face was calm. No anger, no fear, just steady green eyes. "I am Captain John Miller of the Earthship Vanguard," he repeated. "We come in peace. We seek contact. We have no wish to harm anyone." Commander Elizabeth Brown stood beside him. She looked strong and sure. Her voice was clear when she added, "We detected your signals long ago. We chose this moment to meet you. If you want war, you will find it hard. If you want peace, we are ready to talk." The message ended. But Zorath looked around the chamber. He saw the truth in their faces. Some wanted to attack. Some wanted to run. Most just wanted to understand how this could happen. A delegate from the insect-like Zeth race spoke up. His voice clicked like dry leaves. "They say Titan class like there are more. How many do they have? 10? 100? 1,000? No one answered. The question hung in the air like poison. Lyra stepped forward again. "High Elder, may I speak?" Zorath nodded. She pointed at the hologram. This ship did not come alone by accident. They brought escorts. They knew we would see them. They wanted us to see. This is not an explorer who got lost. This is a message. We are here. We are strong. Choose carefully, General Krax growled. Then the message is war. Zorath silenced him with a look. No, the message is warning. That they could have come in force. They could have attacked without talking. They did not. He turned back to the sensor officer. Send another hail, this time from me. The connection opened again. The Vanguard bridge appeared. Captain Miller and Commander Brown waited. They did not look surprised. High Elder Zorath spoke directly. I am High Elder Zorath of the Galactic Council. You have entered space we control. Your ship is impressive, but size does not give rights. State your true purpose. John Miller answered without pause. Our purpose is simple, High Elder. We want to meet other people in the galaxy. We want trade. We want knowledge. We want friends. But we will not be slaves. We will not bow. If you attack, we will answer. If you talk, we will listen. Elizabeth Brown added, We have studied your transmissions for years. See, we know your history. We know how you treat weaker species. That stops with us. The words hit hard. The Council had never been challenged like this. Not in open view, not by someone who looked them in the eye. Zorath felt his spines tighten. You speak boldly for a new race. We are not new, Miller said. We are old enough to know what we want, and we are strong enough to keep it. The connection closed again. The chamber exploded into noise, shouts, arguments, plans. Zorath stood silent. He watched the Vanguard on the hologram. The ship had not moved an inch. Its lights still pulsed calmly. He knew then that everything had changed. The Council had ruled for thousands of years. They crushed worlds. They took what they wanted. They feared no one. Now, for the first time, someone made them afraid. And that someone was human. Beyond the bridge of the Vanguard, Captain John Miller turned to his first officer. Elizabeth Brown smiled faintly. "They are scared." John nodded. "Good. Scared people think twice before they shoot." He looked out the viewport at the stars. Somewhere out there, alien fleets were moving. Orders were being given. Plans were being made. But the Vanguard waited. Ready. Calm. Unbreakable. The council chamber felt smaller now. The air was thick with tension. High Elder Zorath stood on his platform and looked at the faces around him. Some delegates whispered fast. Others sat still, eyes fixed on the hologram that still showed the Vanguard. The giant ship waited like a sleeping giant. General Krax broke the quiet first. His forearms moved in sharp gestures. "We cannot wait," he said. "So they talk of peace but bring a warship bigger than our homeworld. This is a trick. We must show strength." Lyra, the small Vorn scientist, shook her head. "Strength without thought is weakness. Their captain said they will not fire first. Let us test that." Zorath thought for a long moment. Then he nodded slowly. "We will send a force, not to attack, to surround, to make them understand who rules here." He turned to the communication officer. "Order the nearest fleet. 30 Klindor destroyers and 5 heavy cruisers. Tell them to form a blockade around the Vanguard. No shots yet. Just close in. Make them feel our numbers." The order went out. Across the star systems, engines roared to life. Ships jumped into warp. They raced toward the edge of council space. On the bridge of the Vanguard, Captain John Miller watched his own screens. The red dots appeared one by one, alien ships coming fast. Commander Elizabeth Brown stood beside him. "They are sending a lot," she said. 32 ships total, mostly destroyers, a few bigger ones." John looked calm. "They want to scare us." Science Officer Patricia Davis spoke from her station. "Their weapons are charging. Not full power yet. It looks like a show." John nodded. "Then we give them a better show. But no killing. Not unless they force us." He pressed a button. "All hands, battle stations. Shields up. Weapons hot, but safety's on. We demonstrate. We do not destroy." Alarms sounded softly through the ship. Crew members moved fast, but without panic. Lights dimmed to red. Screens glowed brighter. Back on Zorath Prime, the hologram updated. The alien fleet appeared as green dots moving into position, and they formed a wide circle around the Vanguard and its 10 Guardian escorts. The circle tightened slowly. General Krax smiled. "Look, they do not move. They know they are trapped." Zorath was not so sure. "Watch." The alien ships stopped at a safe distance. A new message came through. It was from the Klindor flagship. A harsh voice filled the chamber. "Human vessel Vanguard. This is Admiral Vexar of the Klindor Empire. You are in restricted space. Power down your engines. Lower your shields. Prepare to be boarded for inspection. Refuse and we will open fire." On the Vanguard bridge, John Miller listened. He looked at Elizabeth. She gave a small nod. John opened the channel. His face appeared on every alien screen. "Admiral Vexar," he said clearly. "This is Captain John Miller. We welcome peaceful contact, but we will not power down. We will not lower shields. We will not be boarded. We ask you to pull back. Let us talk as equals." Admiral Vexar laughed. It was a sharp, angry sound. "Equals? You are one ship and 10 small toys. We are the council. We decide." John's voice stayed even. "Then decide carefully." The channel closed. Admiral Vexar turned to his crew. "All ships, target their main hull. Fire warning shots. Close range. Show them pain." Lasers flashed from the alien fleet. Thin beams of red light struck the Vanguard's shields. The shields glowed blue for a second. Then the beams scattered like water on glass. No damage, not even a mark. The aliens fired again. More beams. Stronger this time. The shields held. The blue glow became brighter. On Zorath Prime, the council watched in silence. Lyra whispered, "Their shields take no harm." General Krax snarled, "So then hit harder!" Admiral Vexar gave the order. "Full barrage! Every ship! Now!" The fleet opened fire. Dozens of beams hit at once. Missiles followed, fast, glowing warheads. Explosions bloomed against the Vanguard's shields. Fire and light filled space, but when the flashes died, the Vanguard was still there. Untouched. Its hull looked the same, calm, steady. Inside the bridge, Patricia Davis read her screens. "Shields at 98%, minor power draw, nothing serious." Elizabeth smiled. "They are trying." John leaned forward. "Time to answer. Target their weapons only. Disable. No hull hits, no lives lost." Commander William Clark at the weapons station nodded. "Ready, Captain." John gave the word. "Fire." The Vanguard answered. Thin white beams shot out from its sides. Not wild, not angry. Precise. Each beam found an alien weapon port. Engines flickered and died. Missile tubes melted shut. Turrets froze in place. One by one, the alien ships lost power to fight. Their lights dimmed. Their engines went dark. They floated helpless. Not one alien ship was destroyed. Not one life was taken. But every ship that fired was now useless. Admiral Vexar stared at his broken bridge. "Impossible," he said. On Zorath Prime, the chamber was dead quiet. High Elder Zorath watched the hologram. The green dots that were once a proud fleet now drifted like broken toys. The Vanguard sat in the center, untouched. Its escorts had not even fired. Zorath's voice was low. "They could have killed them all. They chose not to." General Krax looked pale. His arms hung limp. "What kind of power is that?" Lyra spoke softly. The kind that does not need to prove itself by killing. John Miller opened a new channel. His face appeared again. "Admiral Vexar," he said. "Your ships are disabled but safe. Your crews are unharmed. We did this to show we can defend ourselves. We do not want your space. We do not want your empire. We want peace, but we will not be threatened." He paused. "Pull your remaining ships back. Send diplomats, not soldiers. We will wait." The channel closed. Zorath looked at his council. He saw fear in every eye, real fear, the kind that changes minds. He spoke slowly. "No more attacks. Prepare the diplomatic team. We must talk to these humans before they decide we are not worth talking to." The delegates nodded. No arguments this time. In space, the Vanguard waited. Its shields stayed up. Its weapons stayed ready. But its crew breathed easier. Captain John Miller turned to his team. "Good work. No blood on our hands today." Elizabeth Brown looked out at the stars. "They will think twice now." John nodded. "Let us hope they think 3 times." The first real test was over. Humanity had spoken, and the galaxy listened. The space around the Vanguard looked like a graveyard of metal. 32 alien ships floated without power. Their lights were dark. Their engines were silent. Thin wisps of smoke came from melted weapon ports. But no hulls were broken. No escape pods launched. The humans had been careful. Very careful. On the bridge of the Vanguard, Captain John Miller stood with his hands behind his back. He watched the main screen. The disabled fleet drifted slowly. Small repair drones from the alien ships tried to fix what was broken, but they moved like tired insects. Commander Elizabeth Brown stood next to him. "They are not shooting anymore," she said. "Good sign." Science Officer Patricia Davis looked up from her console. "Their command ship is trying to send a distress signal. It is weak. We can block it if you want." John shook his head. "Let it through. Let their council see what happened. Let them know we stopped when we could have kept going." Commander William Clark, at weapons control, wiped his hands on his uniform. All batteries are still hot, Captain. We can finish them in under a minute if they try anything stupid. John gave a small smile. We will not need to. They learned the lesson. In the council chamber on Zorath Prime, the huge hologram showed everything. The delegates saw their proud fleet turned helpless. No cheers, no angry shouts. Just heavy breathing and wide eyes. High Elder Zorath gripped the edge of his platform so hard his claws left marks in the stone. How? He asked. No one answered right away. Lyra, the Vorn scientist, spoke first. Her voice was quiet but clear. Their weapons are not like ours. They do not explode. They cut. They burn exactly what they aim at. One beam per target. No waste, no misses. General Krax stared at the screen. His red skin looked dull now. We sent our best. 32 ships. Gone in seconds, and they did not even use their main guns. A Zeth delegate clicked his mandibles slowly. They could have killed us all. They chose not to. Why? Zorath answered in a low voice. Because they want something else. Not our ships. Not our worlds. They want us to listen. The hologram switched to a new message from the Vanguard. Captain John Miller appeared again. His face filled the chamber, calm, no smile, no anger. To the Galactic Council, he said, your attack failed. Your ships are disabled, but your crews are alive. We did this to protect ourselves. We repeat. We seek peace. We seek trade. We seek friends. Send one ship, unarmed, with diplomats. We will meet them. We will talk. But hear this clearly. Any more weapons pointed at us will be answered. Harder, faster, final. The message ended. Silence covered the chamber like a blanket. Zorath looked at his people. He saw the change. The pride was gone. The certainty was gone. What remained was fear mixed with respect. He spoke to the room. No more fleets. No more threats. We send the diplomatic shuttle. Now. General Krax opened his mouth to argue. Then he closed it. And he looked at the drifting ships on the hologram. He said nothing. Lyra stepped forward. I will go, she said. I want to see them up close. I want to understand. Other delegates nodded slowly. A small team was chosen fast. Lyra, 2 Klindor advisors, 1 Zeth diplomat, no soldiers, no weapons. The small diplomatic shuttle left Zorath Prime an hour later. It was white, no guns, no armor, just a simple ship with a clear message painted on the side, peace talk. On the Vanguard, alarms sounded softly. A new contact appeared on sensors. Elizabeth Brown checked the data. It is small, no weapon signature, no shields up. They are coming straight to us. John nodded. Open a channel. Welcome them. The shuttle approached slowly. It stopped at a respectful distance. A soft voice came through the speakers. It was Lyra. This is Diplomatic Shuttle Harmony. We come to talk. No weapons, no tricks. Request permission to dock. John answered himself. Permission granted. Bay 3. We will meet you there. The shuttle moved forward. It entered the massive hangar bay of the Vanguard. The doors closed behind it. Inside, the bay was bright and clean. Humans in blue uniforms stood in neat lines. No guns in their hands. Only open palms. The shuttle hatch opened. Lyra stepped out first. She was small, covered in soft blue fur. Her large eyes looked around. She saw the size of the bay, rows of smaller craft, repair robots moving quietly, humans of different colors and sizes watching her with calm faces. Captain John Miller walked forward. Commander Elizabeth Brown walked beside him. They stopped a few steps away. Welcome aboard the Vanguard, John said. I am Captain John Miller. This is Commander Elizabeth Brown. Lyra bowed slightly. I am Lyra of the Vorn. Thank you for letting us come. John gestured to a side door. We have a room ready. Food, water, chairs your size. Come. They walked through wide corridors. The walls were smooth metal. Soft lights glowed. No guards followed, no locked doors. Everything felt open. In the meeting room, a long table waited. Chairs for humans, smaller seats for the aliens. A screen showed stars outside. Fresh air smelled clean. They sat. Lyra looked at John. "You could have destroyed us. Why did you stop?" John leaned forward. "Because destruction is easy. Building something better is hard. We want the hard way." Elizabeth added, "We know your council rules by fear. We do not want that. We want choice. For everyone." Lyra's fur moved slightly. A sign of thought. "You are strong. Very strong. But you speak of peace, like it matters." "It does," John said. "We fought wars on our world. We learned. Strength without mercy is just bullying. We grew past that." The other diplomats listened. They asked questions about Earth, about the Titan-class ships, about how many there were. John answered honestly. "We have more than one. We build them to explore, to protect, not to conquer." Lyra looked at the screen. The disabled fleet still floated in the distance. "You showed mercy today. That is new to us." John nodded. "We hope it is a start." Hours passed. They talked. They shared stories. They ate simple food. No one shouted. No one threatened. When the meeting ended, Lyra stood. "We will take your words to the council. They will listen now. They have no choice." John stood too. "Tell them we wait, patiently, but not forever." The shuttle left the Vanguard. It flew back toward Zorath Prime. On the bridge, Patricia Davis turned to John. They looked different when they left, less afraid, more curious. Elizabeth smiled. "Curious is good. Curious means they might talk instead of shoot." John looked out at space. The stars were bright. The galaxy was big. He spoke quietly. "We showed them what we can do. Now we show them who we are." The Vanguard stayed where it was. Quiet, strong, waiting. The council had seen power. Now they would see hope. The diplomatic shuttle returned to Zorath Prime under heavy guard. Not because anyone feared attack now, but because the council wanted every eye on it. The small white ship landed softly on the main platform. Doors opened. Lyra stepped out first. Her blue fur looked brighter under the lights. She walked tall, even though she was the smallest there. High Elder Zorath waited at the top of the steps. His yellow eyes locked on her. Behind him stood the full council. Delegates from every race watched in silence. No one moved. No one spoke. Lyra stopped in front of Zorath. She bowed once. "High Elder," she said, "I bring words from the humans." Zorath's voice was low. "Speak." "They did not lie," Lyra began. "Their ship is called the Vanguard. It is one of many Titan-class vessels. They build them to explore far stars, to protect their people, to meet others like us. They showed us their home on a screen. Earth, blue oceans, green lands, cities that touch the clouds. Billions of them live there. They are young compared to us, but they grow fast." A murmur moved through the crowd. Lyra continued. Captain John Miller and Commander Elizabeth Brown spoke plainly. They want trade. They want knowledge. They want no slaves, no colonies taken by force. They said the galaxy is big enough for all, but they will defend what is theirs. General Krax stepped forward. His four arms crossed tight. "And their power? Tell us the truth." Lyra looked at him. "Truth? Their shields laugh at our weapons. Their beams cut exactly what they want. They disabled 32 ships in moments. No deaths, no broken hulls. They could have ended the fleet. They chose mercy. That is their strength, not just guns. Choice." Zorath felt the weight of every word. He turned to the others. "We sent force. They answered with control. We sent threats. They answered with reason. What do we do now?" The chamber stayed quiet for a long time. Then the Zeth delegate spoke. His clicks were slow and careful. "We have ruled by fear for centuries. Fear kept order. But these humans do not fear us. They pity us. That hurts more. Another voice rose, a Thaler elder, slow and deep. If we fight again, we lose everything. If we talk, we lose nothing. Maybe we gain. Heads nodded, one by one. Zorath raised his clawed hand. Then we vote, full diplomatic ties. No more tests, no more fleets. We meet them as equals, or we risk everything. The vote was quick. Hands, claws, tentacles, mandibles all rose in agreement. No one said no. Zorath looked at Lyra. Prepare a message. To Captain Miller, tell him the council accepts. We send a full delegation. To their ship, to their world if they allow. We want to learn. Lyra bowed again. They will welcome it. Days passed, and the disabled fleet was towed back slowly. Repair ships worked around the clock. The council sent orders. Stand down. No weapons near the Vanguard. Ever. On the Vanguard bridge, Captain John Miller received the message. He read it twice. Then he smiled. Elizabeth Brown stood beside him. They are coming. A real delegation this time. John nodded. Good. Let us get ready. The ship hummed with new activity. Meeting rooms were prepared again. Food from Earth was brought out. Music played softly in the halls. Crew members smiled more. They knew this was bigger than one battle. When the council delegation arrived, it was different. 3 large shuttles, no guns, no escorts, just diplomats in bright robes. Lyra led them. Zorath himself came this time. His spines were lowered. His eyes looked tired but open. They docked. And John and Elizabeth met them at the bay. No lines of soldiers, just open hands. Hi, Elder Zorath, John said. Welcome aboard. Zorath stepped forward. He was taller than John, but he bowed his head slightly. Captain Miller, we come to talk, not to demand. They walked to the main hall. The aliens looked around. They saw clean corridors, crew members nodding politely, windows showing stars, a small garden with green plants from Earth. In the hall they sat, long table, chairs for all sizes. A screen showed live images of Earth, blue marble in black space. Zorath spoke first. We feared you, we still do. But fear taught us something. You are not like us. You fight when you must. You stop when you can. That is new. John listened. We learned the hard way. Long ago, we almost destroyed our own world. We chose different. Is strength to protect, not to take? Elizabeth added, we want friends, not subjects. Trade your knowledge for ours. Share stars. Share stories. Zorath looked at the screen. Earth turned slowly. Your world looks alive. It is, John said, and we want to keep it that way, with help from others. Talks went on for days. They shared maps. They shared history. They laughed at small things. They argued about big things. But no one raised a voice in anger. One night, Zorath stood at a viewport with John. Stars filled the black. You changed us, Zorath said quietly. In one meeting. John shook his head. You changed yourselves. You chose to listen. Zorath's spines moved slightly. We trembled before your ship. Now we tremble before what comes next. A galaxy that talks instead of fights. John looked out too. It will not be easy. But it will be better. The delegation left after a week. They carried gifts, seeds from Earth, books in many languages, recordings of human music, promises. Back on Zorath Prime, the council met again. This time, the chamber felt different. Lighter. Hopeful. Zorath stood tall. The humans are here. Not as enemies, as neighbors. We will meet them again, on their terms, with open hands. The delegates cheered, soft at first, then louder. In space, the Vanguard turned slowly. Its engines glowed white. The Guardian escorts formed up around it. Captain John Miller gave the order. Set course for home, but first, a slow pass through their space. Let them see us leave in peace. The Titan-class warship moved. not fast, not threatening, just steady. Alien sensors watched it go. No fear this time, only wonder. The first alien encounter was over, and the Council had trembled in fear. Now they trembled with possibility. Humanity had arrived, and the stars would never be the same.